Great. Now I've got an understanding of you as a person and as a gamer, what drives you, your desire for competition and to improve. Now what I want to figure out, and I think, you know, the core conversation we're going to be having here today is all around our current careers and where we're at now, how we found our way, you know, into casting to begin with. You mentioned that you competed in like speech and debate. So is that where, you know, entertainment I even struggle at that point because I assume it was more competition based at the time and less for entertainment, but the idea for you of being in front of an audience, in front of people, and public speaking, is that where it all started for you?
Actually, as long as I can remember, I've always been interested in some type of entertainment. Even when I was younger, I did more of the musical theater aspect.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Musical theater nerds!
Yeah, I was all about that. And I was very much the extremely ridiculously shy, but on a stage,
it all goes away.
Yeah, it all goes away. It doesn't matter. It's a massive, the more people, the better. The less I can think of it as individuals. But put me in a room with 4 or 5 of my relatives.
You're freaking out.
Yeah, they asked me to sing. I remember my mom, the first time she heard me sing, she asked me to in the car, and I was in the back seat, and I said, okay, but you have to look and keep driving, and you can't listen. Me, little elementary school me, and it was like, you can't hear me. You have to pretend you're not listening. And but that's how I kind of started in that aspect. And yeah, my little me dream would change from I want to be a singer, I want to be on Broadway, you know, I want to be a dancer, even a tennis pro at one point, just for the athletic aspect. And even as I got older and when I got into high school right before that, I'd already been doing things like drama club. And then my high school happened to be a really good speech and debate team. And I went to the orientation for the high school. I had switched schools a lot. I went to 3 different middle schools and all of that. So I was used to going to the orientation thing for the new kids, for the new school, blah, blah, blah. And I sat down, and the speech coach, that was the head coach, sat in front of me, clearly to recruit. And I've told her this since then. She's a very important part of my life back and still now, that she was talking so much about speech and debate, and I needed a credit, and you had to get some performance credit anyway. And I was like, if it'll make her happy, I don't have anything for this slot anyway, whatever, I'll do it. It'll make her go away. And so my brother and I both signed up. He ended up hating it and dipping.
Gotcha.
I found out that a lot of it was like theater. I ended up focusing on the interp events, as they called it, which were like more 10-minute performances. Yeah, dramatic performance, humorous, duo, where it was somebody else and stuff like that. So that's what I focused on. And then also because I wanted to go to college. I knew I would have to get some kind of full ride to do so. With the way that our school was with the top school in the nation, had a good relationship and ended up auditioning and getting recruited to go there. So I stuck with it and ended up not doing drama club and stuff as much because it was like, this is what's going to get me the full ride to college. And that's why I ended up competing in it and for another 4 years, because that was like what I did 3 out of 4 weekends every month, traveling across the country to go compete, to get ready for nationals.
Damn.
And, that was like, I was still about that. And I was studying film production, actually. I was like the back end because I still loved entertainment. And I realized through watching TV, like, oh, when I want to do these roles, maybe it's because I just love the entertainment platform and want to learn more about how it all operates. So,
well, damn. I'm admittedly ignorant to the speech and debate scene.
It's
that is
a very
something.
Niche thing.
Yeah, but I didn't even realize even what you just mentioned there, the idea of some more performance-based stuff.
I was doing Sweeney Todd in high school, like, and singing and doing that stuff. But when you say speech and debate, people
you
are
don't
like,
think that.
You're arguing.
You think arguing points. Yeah, affirmative and the detracting point. That's like that's what I would normally have in my brain. Well, we have a couple clips that you were willing to send in for us, so I think we're gonna play. I
didn't even watch them beforehand before selling.
We're gonna be watching it for the first time together. Then I believe this one is one of your very early videos. So let's get it up here. Let's see if we can get it.
Yeah. So
I don't have the audio, but maybe you can walk us through. I'm sure it's going out. Okay, so talk to me about that. What is this video? What was the purpose of this?
So this was shortly after I discovered eSports, discovered Twitch and the whole universe, and I had no connections, no nothing. You got to do the grinds. And I was all about creating content that not for the numbers, but would end up getting me those edges. And this actually was an audition for a boot camp for a stream team that I ended up getting into in the whole boot camp, and it was this whole elimination thing off of this video.
Okay.
But then this video also showed the personality that then got me my first like amateur hosting work. So I was a fan of League. I'd never done cosplay, never done anything, and I had very little money as a grad student. But I put some stuff together. I rapped some lyrics and I wrote them. And
it is rare. It's rare that somebody goes, I've never done any of these things. Let's do them all for the first time together, right? Like, what a risk. It paid off in a big way.
Yeah, I spent like all day for because I think it was the stream team had something going on, and then the first time I was like, hey, are you admitting people to stream team? And said no. And then the person that was running it then later was like, hey, you reached out to me back then. We're having this boot camp if you want to submit a video. And it could have been the whole just like 30-second, this is why I should be on the stream team. But my whole thing is like, if you're going to do it to guarantee that it'll work. And I sent this, and the response I think was, well, obviously you've made it on to the next round, just for the pure effort that went into it. And I was like, okay, that's all I wanted. You know?
But that is a lesson. That's a lesson in and of itself right there, right? I mean, it would have been easy to take a specific route, the easier, more, the path of least resistance. But for you to, in some senses, bear all and really give and lend credence to the drive and the passion that you have on the subject, that stuff bleeds through. And ultimately, I think, at least something that I've learned throughout my career, is that is what matters the most. Seeing that in a person and knowing that technical skills, those can be learned, those can be taught, and they can develop over time, but you can't teach somebody passion. You can't teach somebody drive. And so we'll get into a little bit more of that on the other side of this break. But